With that time and stroke for healing. I have a special guest today, and she will introduce her name is Lisa Matthews, and hello Lisa, introduce yourself to my friends.
Hi, my name is Lisa Matthews, and I've known Eva for maybe 15 years, and she's a really great friend.
Okay, can you say what do you do?
Um,
What's your introduction? What do you do?
I am a retired military person. I've been a teacher for the last 25 years, and my passion is swimming and teaching kids how to swim and working with people in the water. So that's what we're going to talk about today.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you. And she has a passion to work in the water, so that's why I'm wondering why you're bringing, why I haven't interviewed her. So, uh, Lisa, why swimming?
Swimming was something that I've done all my life. I've been swimming since I was about 3 years old, and it was more fun than it was teaching. I feel most at home in the water. It's my second home. It's a very comfortable environment for me. It's calming, quiet, and it allows you to think out loud with no interruptions.
Oh, very good. How does it affect stroke recovery? I had a stroke many years ago, so that's why I have stroke for healing. But so I want to know how does it affect recovery and other recoveries?
Okay, stroke victims and swimming. These are the advantages. Hydrotherapy or aquatic therapy is an effective low impact rehabilitation method for stroke survivors utilizing warm water, which is what we do when I come over to Eva's house to aid in recovery by reducing gravity's impact. It improves balance, it increases your strength through water resistance, it reduces spasticity and allows for earlier, safer walking practice compared to land based therapy. Some of the advantages are buoyancy and support. It helps you stand and move and walk with less fear of falling. Increased mobility. It promotes muscle relaxation, strengthening, natural resistance without straining your joints, improve balance and coordination. It helps you retain posture and balance, cardiovascular health. It helps you improve your heart and lung functions. And that's why I think it's such a great rehabilitative therapy for people with strokes.
Okay. You can tell that was a teacher, huh? She has a note. And for me, I have a note. Ah, what about people with disability?
Um, I work with people with disabilities in the water all the time. So you have to see how they learn and how they're comfortable learning. And then you can teach them. And that makes it comfortable for me. Once I learn how to teach you, then you're going to be much more comfortable in the water. So your disability is not going to not allow you to swim. I worked with one of my instructors who was a friend of mine. We taught lifeguarding classes together. This man was paralyzed, but he was a lifeguard instructor because in the water he still could swim, he still could help save people, and he knew how to articulate what to do in the water, and he was awesome. So water is just a great way to increase your body strength, and it makes you comfortable. So if you have to overcome your fear, that's the first thing you have to do.
We will talk about fear later. But my next question is, what are the advantages for stroke? Oh, you have covered that. How can swimming be a life or death experience?
Okay, swimming can be a life or death experience because a lot of parents are fearful of the water. And so they will pass that fear on to their children. So it's my responsibility as a swim instructor to make sure I create the environment where kids and parents are both safe. So I don't only teach you how to swim, I teach you how to be safe around the water. And most of your accidents will happen if I see a friend of mine in the water and I don't know how to swim, I'm going to immediately try to jump in and save them. And that's not the key thing to do. What you want to do is you want to look around and see, what can I do to help that person in the water? I don't want to jump in and become a victim as well, but I want to help them, but I need to know what to do. So you can use a noodle, you can use a kickboard, you can use a towel, you can use a empty gallon jug to use that as a flotation device to help somebody that's in the water. So the goal is to not only be a good swimmer, but be safe around the pool. And a lot of people don't know that. So that's one of the things that I'm very key about teaching my students, is how to be safe in the water as well as around the water, because I don't want them to become a victim, as you know, for somebody who's drowning, because that's an easy way for both of you to become victims.
Okay. Well, those are great tips to in terms of life saving. Thanks for sharing. Do take notes, because you never know. One of my stories, I thought I could. When I was younger, I thought, oh boy, everybody's going on the diving board, so I can too. I said, okay, got to the top of the diving board, and I jumped. Oh my, when did I do that? I was drowning, and the guy had to come and save me, and my friends were laughing. I was so scared. So what do when they get scared?
Well, for me, I have to be honest with you and tell you,
Ask the question.
if someone is scared in the pool and they have a fear of the water, I think for me, it's my gift. I have a gift that I make people trust me first. You have to trust me. You have to know that I'm not going to let anything happen to you. And I walk you through every step of our swim lesson. And once that trust is built up, then I can go ahead and teach you how to swim. But if you don't trust me, then that's where I work the hardest, is to gain your trust and to make sure you feel safe and that you know I'm not going to ever let you go. I'm not going to take you somewhere where you can't get out of, or I can't get you out of. So my goal is to make sure that you're safe and you feel safe. And I think that's the most important part of a swim lesson, is making sure that the student or the person you're working with or the group of people that you're working with, they feel safe and they trust you.
That is so important. So uh, thanks for sharing that. Also, what does swimming have on your face?
Okay. Learning to swim means learning to trust. You must trust God and then trust the instructor. Know that God didn't give you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. 2 Timothy 1:7. So that's what I work the hardest on. I don't get loud. I don't yell. I have a very calming voice. I always ask my students, how do you feel? What have you learned? Can you repeat to me what we talked about, what we've done? And after every lesson, I make sure that they go over everything that we've talked about, because I want them to know it becomes a habit. It becomes a habit. Everything I do becomes a habit. When I get in, where's the wall? What can I touch? How far am I from the wall? How do I get there? What do I have to do? If I struggle and fight, I'm going to sink. But if I relax, then I'm going to be okay. And that's basically what I do. I make sure that I create that environment of trust. So
that is trust is so important. But you talk a little about fear of swimming. Is there anything else that people should remember? Or tell the fear of swimming?
Make sure, if you're not comfortable in a pool, you need to be able to articulate that to your instructor. If there's something that you're not comfortable with, then you need to say that, because a lot of times young children are afraid to advocate for themselves. And I always try to allow them and show them that if something's not comfortable, say something. If your parents aren't comfortable, say something. And I will put the parents away so that I can teach the kid, but I will bring that parent back out and show them exactly what we have done, because I want that parent to know that I'm going to take care of you and I'm going to take care of your child. So, but when you have that child and you're in the pool, you want to make sure that the kid is going to pay attention to you and not to the parent. So that's why I kind of put the parent in a quiet place a little far off, so that that kid is paying attention to what I'm saying and not what the parent is saying. That's kind of important. I don't want to usurp the parent's authority, but I do want the child to really focus on what I'm trying to get them to do.
Okay. You have mentioned children. What about adults?
Same thing.
What about recovering disability people?
Well, when I have a student or a person that is disabled, then what I will do is I will make sure that I'm aware of what their disability is. But for me, it's not going to be as difficult in the water, because in the water, your disability doesn't matter as much because of the buoyancy, because of the mobility, because the water, it adjusts to you. You don't adjust to the water adjusts to you. So a lot of times a person with disability, I still have no problem with that, because I'm going to make sure that they understand that with the disability, they're still going to be able to do the things that they want to achieve. They're still going to be able to achieve them. So that is also letting them know that I have you, I support you. I'm going to make sure that whatever we do, we're going to do it together, and I'm not going to let you go.
Oh, that's
till
good.
You're strong and you're comfortable.
That's good to know. That's good to know. One of the questions I want to ask you about is hair.
Okay.
Talk to us about hair and swimming.
Okay, that's a good question. A lot of people that have diverse backgrounds, they're afraid to kind of get their hair wet or get their hair, they don't want to swim. So what I did, I kind of did a little research. I have some, I found that more companies are making products for women that are brown and black and whatever. They have like caps I have locks. And so this cap will make sure my locks are protected, and it works very well. If you're going to swim and you have chemicals in your hair, make sure you have a good cap. But the thing that you also want to do is make sure that you condition your hair. For me, I will condition my hair before I get in the pool. If I'm wearing a cap, then I'll keep my cap on, but I don't like to wear a cap all the time. So I'll condition my hair. And once I get out of the pool, I'll rinse the conditioner out and make sure that I put anything in it that's going to, keep it comfortable. I oil my scalp often when I'm swimming, but I like to let my hair dry naturally. So I'll sit out in the sun sometimes and let it dry. But there are so many products now that are available that you can put on your hair to keep your hair safe and to keep your hair from getting wet. These caps work very, very well. They are much improved from when I was a young girl to now. They're much more improved. They're very colorful, and they're very much more accessible to the communities that they serve. So it doesn't matter who you are, what community you're from. There's a way to keep your hair keep your hair dry, and keep your hair from breaking off or getting messed up. Even if you have color, I have color in my hair. I have no problems with in the water. I'll protect it. The only thing, just remember to protect your hair. And we have things that will do that, and they're very, very, very readily available.
And swimming is fun. I want you to have fun. So if you cannot swim, learn how. It doesn't matter if you're disabled, like you had a stroke, or if you're disabled, or if you're a child. She teaches even babies how to swim, how to save themselves, right?
Yes, I do a program where you work with young babies. I was taught at some of the places that I've worked before are the YMCA, and that's where I picked up my lifeguarding and my CPR, AED, and my Safe Start skills. And when you work with children, babies don't have a lot of communication skills, and so it's mainly touch. And so you have to learn how to touch them in a way that they understand, and it becomes rote memory where if they fall in, then they'll turn over and they'll float until they get to the other side of the pool. And I just stretch that schedule out so that it includes strokes as well. So that's a program that's called Safe Start, and they carry it at the Y. It's an amazing program, and it really works for young kids 6 months and up. So
it is worth it to learn from a baby how to swim, and it's good for the stroke recovery. It's good for any kind of recovery. Well,
especially if you have a pool at home. I've experienced where someone, was just careless and they left the gate open, and a child went in, and luckily the child was saved. But there's instances, where kids think that pools are a big bathtub. So you just have to be extra careful when you have kids and you have a pool. Make sure that the safety gate is locked and that they don't have easy access to it. So just be careful in that instance.
Yeah, a lot has changed and to help people. So I'm glad that helps. So I hope you got these wonderful tips. Thank you, Lisa, for joining us today. And don't forget to be a blessing to someone else. It's not just about you, it's about other people too. Do you have anything you want to add?
Just one quick thing. I think swimming has caught on in different neighborhoods and different cultures simply because now we have access to people like Simone Manuel and Cullen Jones. They're both gold Olympic swimmers, and people see now that if you learn, if you're given access, you can be just as good as the Olympians that you see. And now, you have seen people of color and they're now gold medalists. And so I think it's important everybody get out there. It's a great way to exercise. It's a great way to have fun. It's a great way to enjoy yourself in the summer or in the winter. If you're in a heated pool, swimming is just fun, and it's no stress on the joints or the body. So it's a fun way to get in shape, and it's a fun way to stay healthy. And so that's kind of why it's one of my favorites.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us today. And remember, in the comments, Miss Lisa will be reading it, and I'll be reading it. Say something that share some of your tips. What are your tips? Share in the comments. And we don't think just in this area. It could be anywhere that there's water. You need to know how to swim. And thank you again for joining us. And thank you. And we always remember, this is I know that I'm repeating myself to be a blessing to someone else. Thank you. And see you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.